Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. How you guys doing out there today? Hope everybody's feeling good. Getting a good start to your day at work. You're you're working from home or at the office today. Hope you get started today. This is Rants About Tech Live, like I said, episode number 168. I think we're at 168 here, chat. Oh, no, 167. My bad. 167. Episode number 167 for this Friday, October 17th. I'm your host, Rod, here in sunny Philadelphia today. I hope you're having some good weather wherever you guys are watching me from today. I'm here and, like I said, Philadelphia with some good friends of mine in the chat, aka the co-host of the show. How you guys doing today? I appreciate you being here. I got Alex here pretty early with the coffee. Coffee up to you guys. Good morning. And we got a lot of eInk story to talk about today. Not a lot of tech stuff, but a lot of eInk stuff to talk about today. So we got a lot to get through. So let's not waste no time. Let's get right into it. First thing we got up is going to be. Oh, did we? Oh, we did it. We did it. I messed that up. Okay. First thing we got up here is going to be the holidays, like we always do. So let's go ahead and get into the holidays. National Pasta Day. So National Pasta Day. Pasta's always a good meal to have, right? I mean, if you haven't had pasta in a while, today's the day to do it. National Pasta Day. International Day Against Breast Cancer. Ladies, oncologist. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we're just putting the alerts out there. If you haven't in a while, there we go. National Poetry Day. Like, I'm not a poet, but we are going to talk about Claude today. And Claude is kind of related to poetry because it names its models, or not Claude, but Anthropic names the Claude models after poem structures like haiku, sonnet. You guys help me out. We're chat. What are we doing? Like, you're supposed to be helping me here when I get lost and stumble on poetry structure terms. What's the third one? I don't know what the third one is. I think there's three. They refer to a lot of different stuff. All right, so those are the holidays for today. Random news real quick before we get started into the tech news. First thing I want to do is ask a question. Should I start separating the tech and eInk content? I'm feeling weird uploading tech to the channel because it's mostly eInk stuff. So let me know how you feel. Like, are you okay with tech with your eInk stuff? As far as videos go, the live stream, listen, I'm doing tech and eInk on live stream. There's usually just not enough tech or eInk I'm interested in for the day to cover the whole thing. So combining them both is the best way for me to do it. But if you guys have an opinion about the produced videos, let me know. That's one thing I wanted to throw out there. I was thinking about separating it to two channels. Rants About eInk, Rants About Tech. That's something to think about. You guys let me know how you feel about that. What else we got here? TCL Next Paper. So I got reached out to by people that are pushing that product. And they were like, hey, we saw your content. We think that the TCL Next Paper 60 Ultra will be fine. It'll be great. Your viewers will love it. You'll love it. We think it's perfect fit. I'm like, there's no way you looked at my content and thought that was a good fit. There's no way. I trash that thing every opportunity I get. I create opportunities to trash that thing. So that's probably not going to work out, but I thought it was fair to say I had an opportunity to take a look at it. I just didn't care to. You just can't talk about everything. Well, you can. You just can't review everything. But, whatever. All right, you guys. That's all the random stuff. Let's get to the tech. All right, just get into the tech briefers real quick. Oh, limerick. Oh, Christina Ray saved me with the limerick. Oh, boy. We're getting there. There's probably one more or two, too. But that's a good one. For tech news, we got, first thing we got is Microsoft. So let's take a look at what Microsoft's doing here. Microsoft wants you to talk to your PC and let AI control it. So this article headline makes it sound like a bad thing, but I saw a commercial last night that was awesome. We'll watch that commercial here in a second. I saw a commercial that was pretty. Oh, we won't be watching it if I don't. Oh boy. Oh, we're good to go. We'll be watching it. I saw a commercial that made it look really cool, and it was kind of what I've been wanting from a computer AI integrated. So I don't have to know how to do certain things. I just say do it, it does it. Now, I'm not sure to what extent this goes, but let's talk about some of the details here. So I saw, like I said, a commercial last night. It looked pretty cool. People were doing tutorials. We're going to take a look at that commercial. Real-time how-tos were being done. Natural speaking language was being done. So you didn't have to like really know the specifics of something. You just kind of like speak to it naturally. And that's one of the benefits of AI, right? And it understands what you're trying to say and gets it done in its own way. Still stats allows you to help with what's on screen. So this is just something that will look at what's on screen and give you some help with what that is. It's similar to what Apple's doing with the iPhone, Google's doing with their Pixel lines of phone. I think everyone's doing it at this point. But it's bringing that style of AI transparency to your PC. So basically, it just sees what you're seeing and gives you some information based on that, because that's the best way that it can help you, is to see what you're seeing and to know what exactly you're talking about and give you more specific information. So unlike Recall, there's nothing to record here. So there's no recording going on. It's not saving any data. And that's what one of the problems people have with Recall, and that's one of the blowbacks that Microsoft is getting from this on the internet, is that people have a short memory and they're thinking about Recall and how bad of a blunder that was for Microsoft. So now they're looking at this like, okay, another thing Microsoft's using to track what we're doing. But that's seemingly not the case right here. At least that's what they're saying. I like it. I saw a demo. Like I said, let's check it out. I actually like it a lot. Let's see here. Which one is it? Oh, is it this one? Oh yeah, this is it. This is it. So I like this little commercial right here. Let's take a look at it.
Hey, Copilot. How do I go there?
What sort of thrust does this thing have on it?
Hey, Copilot, that's a cool mic. What is it?
That's the HyperX Quadcast 2S.
I hate writing about myself. Help me turn my portfolio into a bio.
Inspired by her cat Ziggy, Jenna's work is a contrast of sturdy form and wild color.
I like that.
How about that hat? Let's talk about that chair.
Do you see what I'm highlighting?
You're talking to your computer.
Can you show me how?
Show me that visually?
Oh, that's nice.
What would you like me to do next?
That wasn't the exact one I saw, but it was close. Now, they're doing a lot of things here with Copilot. So, like I said recently or earlier in this week on an episode of The Live, Microsoft is bringing their own image generator to Copilot. So, Aaron brought up the fact in that particular live that he's been using image generators in Copilot for a while now. And the point I was making with that was that they've been using Chat or OpenAI's image generator to do all of that stuff previously. This is what they're doing now, and what they're using right now currently is their own in-house image generator tool. So this is using their own models. Nothing is related to OpenAI when it comes to the image generation tools, at least the ones that are in Copilot, right? So but that was cool. Very interesting stuff. Microsoft is bringing a lot of their functionality that I will hope a lot of other companies like Apple and Google bring to their computers as well. Next thing we got up here is Microsoft suddenly offers Windows 10 updates in store by now. So this was interesting to me because I talk a lot about how Windows 10 support for security updates is ending, and I think it has ended at this point. Unless you like opt in to share your settings and save some of your documents, or have at least a portion of your hard drive viewable by Microsoft and a portion of that saved on their servers. Like I said, not a really big thing, but a lot of people don't want to share their settings and share what's in their documents folder with Microsoft, and maybe they don't want a Microsoft account at all. So that's one of the blowbacks of this particular workaround for the security updates ending for Windows 10. You can extend them, and that's just for a year as far as I know right now. But there is a way now that you can circumvent that whole situation with buying a key for $30, and you can get a Microsoft security update for your computer. I'm not sure what they are saying this is touted as. I think this is the same year that you get if you just sign up without the $30. I think the big thing about this $30 purchase would be the fact that you don't have to have a Microsoft account. So that's the big thing about this. And this just kind of suddenly popped up on their store yesterday. So if you're interested in getting a year more of security updates and you don't want to sign up for a Microsoft account, this would probably be the best way. And I think it might be the only way for you to go about doing that. So yeah, kudos to them. Next thing we got is going to be introducing agent skills. Microsoft 10 security well, nope, that's not going to be there. Anthropic allows you to teach Claude. So this particular story is about AI and like we were talking about the sonnets and everything, Claude, and them, Anthropic being them, giving you the ability to teach Claude essentially. So let's talk about what this exactly means here. So essentially Claude uses what they call skills to teach itself things it doesn't currently know. And that's how I'm interpreting this blog post by Anthropic here. Say you try to get Claude to create a color shift that you can use to just a color shift that you can slide a slider and change the color of the web page that you're viewing, right? Or change the color of a square that's on your screen, right? So say you want Claude to help you create something like that. Say Claude doesn't know how to create that. You put the prompt in, it's like, okay, create me this thing that does this, and it's like, I can't do this. Well, now you can teach Claude how to do said thing. So Claude will go into a skills mode in where you can ask Claude things like, hey, learn how to do X, Y, and Z. Once you tell it that, and it's using skills to teach itself that, it learns that skill, teaches itself that skill, and now it saves that set of learned skills into a skill called color shift slider, right? Or whatever you're trying to create. So now it knows how to do that. So now it can recall that skill whenever you want it, and it can recall that skill and use it for itself when you ask it to do other things that are seemingly unrelated. But if it requires the use of a color shift slider, then it will already have that skill available to it to automatically use, even if you don't prompt it to. It's very use case specific. So it's like if you wanted to do something that you know that it hasn't been taught how to do, you have a really niche thing to do, and it can still get that done for you with these skill protocols here. So I think that's very useful. I think it's very cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at the video here. So in this particular video, it's showing you that it can make a custom, I think, spreadsheet custom presentation from the information that you give it. So it just gave it some information, and it's asking it to create a creative pitch deck, which is essentially a presentation. So it's going to take all that stuff, use all the information. So it's showing here that it's using all the information that it was given. It's showing you how it's using it, what it's doing. So it adds all this stuff to its chain of thought. Once it's done, shows you the presentation that it's made from all the information. And then you can ask it to do other stuff with the information as well. So that's kind of it using the tool to create multiple styles of presentation documentation. So it's asking to create a poster right now. I like the chain of thought that it does with this. It's pretty cool. So it creates the poster, the marketing poster. So the next one here is it does something a little more creative. So let's go ahead and take a look at this video. So this is Claude learning how to do something a little more creative. So this is someone asking it to create an image editor. So this person has specific criteria for the image generator, and it's only asking it to be able to do certain things that it needs it to do. So Claude is going in, and it doesn't know how to create an image generator, but it's teaching itself now with skills to learn how to create that image generator. So now that it's learned how to create the image generator, now this person is going to call on the image generator to be used. So now it called on and used the image generation tool using the parameters that person set to generate to image or to edit that picture. So I think that was cool. I think that was very cool. I love that we're getting tools that allow us to teach the AI, and this is just basically the creators of the chatbots giving us the tools that they've had for a long time to create or to teach these tools how to do certain things. So now you can teach it how to do more niche things for your use case, right? All use case specific stuff here. Let's go to the chat real quick. I will remember the promise of dictation to type. It never really caught on for big docs. Definite. On Windows, what would AI controlling solve? Opening docs seems limited. I think AI controls in Windows, for me, what I think this is best for is tutorials, right? And that's the use case that I think it's best for. For people who are getting a PC and they don't exactly know their way around the PC, they know they want a certain thing done, they just don't know how to get the PC to do said thing, they can just tell it to do a thing, right? In natural language, tutorials. If someone says, I want to learn how to do this, they can walk them through those steps. I think that's the promise of this. Voice dictation was a big thing though, and you remember Dragon Naturally Speaking? That was probably the big voice to text dictation tool back in the day, before AI. And who knows if they weren't using AI for that tool, but it wasn't very good. We've come a long way since Dragon Naturally Speaking, for sure. Maybe they're still making Dragon Naturally Speaking, number 30 or something. I think we were on number 2 when I was using it. Only because Limerick is my level of poetry. No doubt, Christina. Sheen says, wow, I can think of so many things to teach it. Me too. Like, I would love to teach it. Well, see, this is going to kind of what Jay is working on, right? He's working on a tool that can translate handwriting to text and then do things with it. This would give Jay the ability to more swiftly iterate on something like that. You know what I mean? If he could teach the AI to do certain things and say, okay, well, give me this in this program language and this, that, and you see what I'm saying? It can be so specific because it can learn what you need for what you're trying to do. And I think that's great. I was about to say Dragon Naturally Speaking, says The Rock. No doubt. Old school. The Rock, me and you old school. All right. What else we got here? I think that was the only tech story. So let's go ahead and get to the eInk topics of the day, which we have a few. All right. So how are we doing here? All right. Doing pretty good. All right. So what we got here for the eInk stories is a few things. We got Kit's live stream to talk about. If you guys didn't see Kit's live stream yesterday, I'm gonna try to find Kit's live stream right now, and link that in the description of the show. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, here it is. Perfect. Okay, so I got let me put there we go. So I got Kit's live stream up here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna link this in the description of the show. But in Kit's live stream yesterday, he did a really quick one. That was really interesting. So he was talking about. I can't do two things at once. Let me throw this in here really quickly. Bam, it's in there. Okay, safe. All right, so Kit was talking about the ability or his information he got about Mont Blanc's pen technology. So he was saying that Wacom, and this is the article he was talking about there. I have that article also linked in the description. Everything that I'm talking about today and every day that I do the show, if you don't know, we do this every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. I'll link all the stories in the description of the show. So if you want to read up more and get a little bit more understanding or go in more into depth on some of these stories or topics, that's where you would likely do that. And if you want to have conversations on those topics, there's a link also in the description for Discord. If you want to continue the conversation there, or if you have questions, you can definitely ask anyone there, and we could definitely get you an answer. Or at the very least, our opinion. But the fact is, a new technology was brought up, which is AES technology. And what AES technology is, it's active electrostatic stylus. So it's a combination. So we're going to talk about. So what Kit unearthed was that Wacom had something to do with the stylus text that's in the Mont Blanc. There was a connection between Wacom and Mont Blanc there. So he thought it was like a cross between the two technologies, between active and EMR, which he was right. There is a Wacom connection, and there is a connection between Wacom AES, no, ASE, or active AES. There we go. Whew, AES and USI. So there's a connection between all of those. So let's go ahead and talk about that real quick here. Just a side note. And trying to catch this live stream, I was driving at the time when it popped up, and it popped up on my phone. I was like, "Oh snap! Kit's going live." Pulled over, like he got something to say clearly because he's going live right in the middle of the day. And I'm like, "Okay, it's got to be something serious." And I pulled over, checked out the live. Pretty good information though, definitely. He put me led me down a trail that I would not have gone down. But here we go. All right, so let's talk about all of this real quick. First thing first, this is the document here that Kit was talking about here. It says Wacom digital pen and eInk technologies were adopted by Mont Blanc's newly developed digital paper. Now, first things first is Wacom is involved in all aspects of stylus technology that we deal with. They're involved in every one of them. They're involved in EMR because they developed it. They're involved with USI because they're on the consortium. They're involved with AES because they also developed that. Now, they're going to be mentioned in all of those conversations with Active, EMR, and AES because they're working with all of those technologies. So if someone says, well, Wacom's working with this company, well, that doesn't mean it's EMR anymore. It used to be synonymous, right? EMR and Wacom used to be synonymous, but now it's not because, again, they make USI tech. They're in the consortium for USI, so that means they have some say-so in the specs that get standardized. They can bring new specs to the table, right? And they're developing themselves AES, which is their thing. Now, that is the Wacom connection with Montblanc right now. It's just that Montblanc could have used any technology in their particular tablet, and they still could have made a Wacom connection because Wacom's involved in all of it, right? So that's the first thing you have to know with dealing with this conversation. The next thing is what are the differences between all the standards, right? Let's talk about AES first. So again, all the things are linked in the description. So don't even ask me how I got these docs, okay? Don't ask me how I got the presentations. Just roll with the fact that we got information here. Okay, all right. So AES, probably most popularized by the Montblanc digital paper because that's the stylus technology that they're using. This particular technology takes advantage of, let's go down here. This particular technology takes advantage of existing hardware that's in the tablet. So it uses the digitizer much like USI does. The difference is that you need a specialized pen to interact with the display. Not unlike USI, you would need a specialized pen for USI too, but this pen is going to be a little more expensive and have a little more electronics in it than what would come in the USI pen because it has to do more. So it comes with all the electronics that you would get in a USI pen, but then it has extra electromagnetic technology in it as well. So the pen tip is the EMR part of this whole thing. So the pen uses EMR, and the tablet itself doesn't need EMR tech because of that. And those are just the stats on it. Now, the advantages, not as costly as EMR because you don't need a thing that creates a huge electromagnetic field a la the device, right? You can use a smaller thing that creates an electromagnetic field in the pen because it doesn't need to be huge. So the costs are going to be a little bit cheaper. Now, that's negligible as well because I say cheaper, but the pen is going to be a little bit more, right? Because that's where the EMR is now. So that could offset. But it's still my opinion right now that this is going to be a little bit less expensive than EMR tech to implement. Can be more accurate than EMR. Theoretically, it can be more accurate than EMR because it reads pixels, right? The accuracy for AES technology goes down to the pixel level. Theoretically. Does it work that way with every device right now? No. So just something to take note of. The fact that the devices that use AES technology don't have an electromagnetic field and they don't need hardware to create an electromagnetic field, the pen to ink distance can be narrower, right? There can be a smaller pen to ink distance because you don't need that extra Wacom layer, right? The Wacom is in the pen. So you're taking the Wacom out of the device, you're putting that in the pen. And that's the major advantage to me right now. Until all the pens can take advantage of the theoretical precision, yeah. And also the pressure sensitivity is not as theoretically high as what EMR is. So this caps out at 8,000 levels of pressure sensitivity. EMR right now caps out at over 8,000. Or yeah, this one is 4,000. EMR is 8,000. So yeah, EMR is still going to have better pressure sensitivity and accuracy right now, but this can theoretically get better accuracy than EMR. Disadvantages of the AES technology is less pressure sensitivity compared to EMR, like we just talked about. Accuracy could be better, but it's not currently better right now, at least not widely. And judging from reports from other reviewers who've used the Montblanc, if that's an indication, it still has a little bit of work to do with getting it onto EMR levels of precision and pressure sensitivity. Lastly, disadvantage is the pen is more costly to produce. Whether that matters to you or not is debatable, or up to your personal taste and how you feel about it. But that is a fact. Let's go to the chat. Did that help anybody's understanding of AES? We're also going to go into EMR if you guys want to hear that, and we can go into USI if you guys want to hear that. But I think we've talked about those technologies and we kind of understand those. But I got to queue it up. We can. But I think that is a really important distinction to make. It's kind of like a cross between the USI technology, which uses the standard digitizer, just like AES does, but kind of couples with an EMR pen instead of just a pen that does essentially what your finger would do, which is exactly what the USI pens are. They can hold settings, and your finger can't. All right, so what else we got here? We were to talk about the Viwoods here as well. But like I said, if you guys are interested in the USI and the EMR, let me know. The next thing we got up is going to be, in my opinion, we only had one review that really gave us all the information on the Mont Blanc. Which one was that? Do tell. Do tell. What do we got here? All right, so let's talk about last night. So last night we had a live stream. And it was a live stream that was going to, he said, so I can't trust some of those reviews. We did a live stream last night hoping that Viwoods would have an event, so they did it on Reddit, which it says here, right? And I assumed there would be a live chat component to this whole event. Hence, it's a Ask Me Anything event, and it's text. I'm thinking, even if they don't talk, which someone in the live chat brought up the fact that they probably don't speak English, so it wouldn't have been an English speaking live, even if it was one. But they could have texted. They were typing English, so I'm thinking it could have been a live chat thing. They wouldn't need video and audio, just a live chat where they can live in a real time interact with people, right? I mean, it would have been good to have the questions in post form too, and then they come on live and just answer them one by one, and then interact with people as they are coming in. I think that would have been cool. They did not do that, and the live stream ended in disappointment because of that. But there's a couple of things I want to talk about because of that event. So the Viwoods Q&A was absolute trash. They could have done a way better job at that. But there was a piece that came out of the live stream. There was a good piece of information that came out of the live stream. They answered my question. Well, two good pieces that came out of them doing this. They answered my question, which the question I had was about ceramic. Did they have data to support them using ceramic? Was there a market for ceramic? And basically what they said was, actually, let's get down here to this. Let's get down here. All right, here we go. Here's my question. So basically their answer to my question was, thank you for your recognition. The market demand is important. While market demand is important, user needs are even more critical to us. We are launching more types of Stylus to provide users with a wide variety of options for different needs, making it easier for them to adapt to different work/study scenarios. Now, I was like, that was kind of weird. That was kind of a weird response because I asked them, what they were responding to was the fact that I asked them, did they see that there was a market for this kind of thing? And I'm thinking, and they were like, while market demand is important, user needs are even more critical to us. I think they're the same thing, bro. I think that the market demand and customer needs are the same thing. If customers need it, there's going to be a demand for it. They're mutually exclusive. Stop trying to make it seem like, oh, our customers' needs come first over market demand. They're the same thing, bro. They're the same thing. So, shut up. Now, B. Your concern. So I asked the next question I asked them is, did they have data to support the ceramic nib that they were coming out with? And this is their answer to that. The concern is understandable. Many people worry that the finer tip of the new ceramic stylus might damage the screen. It's not the fineness of the tip, bruh. It's the hardness of the tip. Let's not get it mistaken. It's the hardness of the tip, not the fineness of it. Because it could be big as hell. Yeah, I can say hell on here. It could be big as hell, but hard as hell, and no one would, you know what I mean? People would still have the same concern. So it's the hardness of it, not the size of it. We have conducted extensive testing on this issue. I know you have. You know what, chat? Before we go on, vindication is good. You know what else is good? Standardized data is good. When like everywhere in the world, we call, well, not everywhere. Every English-speaking world typically calls a shoe a shoe. If I go to Alabama, a shoe's a shoe. If I go to Texas, a shoe's a shoe. If I need a shoe, I go to the store. Hey, can I get a shoe? They're gonna be like, yeah, we got shoes. Go to the back. You grab any shoe you want. This is the Salvation Army. We're here for you. You just go grab. It doesn't matter. You need one shoe, go grab it. I go to Australia and say, can I get a shoe? They're gonna know what I'm talking about. They're gonna think I want a wallaby, but they're gonna know what I'm talking about. So when we don't speak in the same terms and we're all talking about the same thing, using different terms, people are confused. But when you talk in ways that everyone understands, I think that's a good thing. I think things like what happened here. I think things like what happened right here. I think things like this happen when you speak in terms everyone can understand, because people can see it and be like, oh, I know what that is. That's the reading he got? Wow. Maybe we should do our own testing to see if that holds up. Wow. It holds up? Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, back to the Reddit post here. The test data shows that within the normal range of grip, pin to screen angle between 30 and 90 degrees, and normal pressing force, the screen will not be damaged. So please do not worry. YouTube, please do not worry. You can use ceramic on your devices that have the plastic film over them, which about 70% of them do. You can throw a rock and hit 8 of them. So yeah, we're good to go. I like vindication. I like vindication. The Rock says it's both hardness and finesse. Pressure equal force over area. Yeah, but it ain't got nothing to do with the size. Like they were trying to implement. Like they were like, oh, if the size of it, if the thinness of it has you concerned, that's not the thinness, bro. That doesn't have me concerned. Matter of fact, I'm not concerned at all. It's the rest of the people who are concerned. I'm here just trying to spread the word, trying to spread the gospel, if you will. All right, so that was interesting to me. So now, I brought up the fact that, does this end the Ceramicnib debate? Mitchell was like, no. The internet doesn't care. I agree. People are gonna feel how they. This is the. You know what? Two things over the last year have gotten me realizing that people will believe what they want to believe, no matter how much data supports the opposite. If you really want to believe something, you're gonna believe it. So all people like me can do is state the facts and then leave it to you to make your own conclusion, right? I mean, I'm going to do it a little more. I'm going to do it a little panache. You know what I mean? I'm going to do it with a little spice.
Shut up!
I played the wrong one. I'm going to do it with a little spice.
Oh, you can't use ceramic on that. It'll damage it. And you can only do it on Supernote because they have the stuff. Shut up!
I saw it coming. That soundbite proves it. Ceramic's going to damage your screen. You don't want to. Okay. No doubt. All right. So anyway, I don't think this kills the debate, but it's definitely validation for what I've been saying over the last year and some change. So yeah, there's that. All right. Wow. Friday show. Listen, this Friday show was compact. I was gonna go in on EMR and stuff, but I was like, we've already talked about that. Everyone knows what EMR is. Everyone knows what USI is, essentially, basically right now. But the AES topic was bothering me. So I'm happy we got to the bottom of that. All right, chat. You guys let me know how you're feeling. It's Friday. Everyone's waiting to get out of work to go party. I'm not gonna hold you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream right here because like I said, we got through these stories really quickly, super quickly today. I thought it was gonna be a lot more distracting than what it normally is, but we got through it. Let's hit the outro music. Oh, wrong one. Oh, where is it at, chat? Okay, there we go. Whew. All right, so thank you guys for joining me. We made it to the end of the week. Congratulations to everybody. Let's get the applause too going. You guys made it to the end of the week. TGIF is Friday. Listen, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Don't forget Monday, 5 o'clock. I'm gonna make a post. I think I got the time right. Monday, 5 o'clock. Onyx is going to do some announcing with their Boox platform. We think it's going to be the Palma 3C. Who knows? We'll see exactly what happens. But I'm going to be doing a live stream starting at 5 p.m., maybe 4:30 if they do it at 5. A post is coming, though, so don't worry. You will have the information. So we're going to do that. Thanks for joining me, you guys. Go ahead and hit that like button if you like. Subscribe if you want to see more. Join if you want a badge by your name. Go into the description of the video. Hit that Discord link if you want to join the Discord and continue the conversation there. We do this Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. eInk news, tech news, and just kind of random stuff. And we do it all. Again, thank you guys for being here. TGIF, happy weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Take care.